Hey, good evening, friends. We're live again tonight. This is episode 110. I guess I'm going to have to come up with a name for this. We originally started out to go live for 100 days straight, and we just decided to blow right through the 100 days. So now it's 110, which is kind of crazy. But probably about 3 weeks ago now, I guess it is. I don't even know how it happened, honestly, but actually it's been more like 2 months now. Started evaluating, looking into crypto as a viable investment opportunity. One thing led to another. Did invest in Dogecoin initially, which has caught the world by storm. It's seen its ups and downs, and that's not what we're going to talk about tonight, but that is kind of the genesis of what got me in this space. And by the way, I'm typically streaming this only on YouTube, but I'm going on Facebook tonight. So come on over to strammel.info/YouTube and come over there, because we won't always go live on Facebook. Trying to grow the YouTube channel, and nonetheless, so we want to talk about Cardano actually tonight. And Cardano is something I had learned about after getting into Dogecoin, after buying a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, fractional in those areas, and it's just been drinking from a fire hose, as they say, the last 2 months. And Cardano has been, one of those that I've thought long and hard about investing in. Read all the great things about it, read about how it's basically Ethereum but better in many ways. Ethereum, obviously, for those that are in the crypto space or have been around for a while, about Ethereum. You know that it's got real world applications now, or real world use cases where it's actually being used. Cardano is starting to get there as well, but Cardano is just in its infancy with regards to it being used in the real world, gaining momentum. And today was an amazing day for Cardano, and I actually sold what little bit I had in Polkadot, which is DOT, and decided to use that, and I made some profit off of it, but decided to take that and add about 180 coins to my Cardano portfolio, and very happy I did that. It reached an all-time high today. Well, technically, I guess yesterday, the 9th. It's the 10th now because it's midnight. But Sunday, it went to $1.83, which is an all-time high, new all-time high for Cardano. So it is surging and getting a lot of traction. Apparently here not too long ago, I don't know exactly when it was, but the founder or co-founder of Cardano, I guess he's the primary founder, and then Charles Hodgkins, if I'm saying that right. I'm going to pull it up here just to make sure I did get it right. But he met with the governor of Wyoming, apparently, and that, I think, helped catalyst to bring it where it is now. They've been very active on the continent of Africa, had some big announcements there with things that they're doing with some of the different countries in the continent of Africa, and people are starting to take notice. Cardano has the potential to dwarf, it would seem, from everything I know, dwarf Ethereum with regards to its throughput, as far as transactions per second, also as far as how expensive or how much it costs for a transaction. So a lot of good things going for it, and we're very bullish on Cardano. We'll be continuing to add more to our portfolio. Now's the time to get in. There are those that are saying that it could be easily $2. I mean, my goodness, it's already $1.83, $2 to $5 by the end of this year, $10 maybe even next year, $100 potentially within the next 5. So now would be a great time to get in. Although this is not financial advice as far as an investment opinion, it is my strong opinion that Cardano will be an amazing investment, that not to the exclusion, though, of, as far as I'm concerned, Ethereum. Ethereum's in my portfolio as well. If I wasn't so hot on Cardano, I would have kept the dot, but with a limited amount in my portfolio redistributing, I've decided to get rid of the dot and get more Cardano. I'm also, although the topic of this live is on Cardano, and I'm going to show you a few articles here in a minute on that and the charts, but I'm also very, very bullish on VeChain. That's done very well for me as well, and it's still in its infancy. I think with regards to its price, they solve a lot of very needful things in the supply chain space. The pandemic wrecked a lot of supply chains, and so companies all over the world are realizing that their supply chains were not optimal, were too dependent on, regardless of where they were in the world, too dependent on foreign availability of goods and supplies and all those kind of things. So again, no matter where a company was based, I think they're all realizing that they need to work on their supply chains to make them more resilient, more responsive, more independent of other parts of the world to continue. And that's actually one of the, it is the thing that I do. That's my day job, supply chain management. So VeChain is, I think, got a long ways to go. HBAR is another one that's also a supply chain project. It's more closed in the sense that there's a number of big company partners, I think, like Google and Boeing and some others. But nonetheless, let's get back to Cardano for a moment, and we'll show some of the charts. So here, this is VeChain, so let me pull up Cardano. So here's Cardano. We'll show the last hour. So, it's been up and down, but in this 170, 177, 176, going up and down a little bit. In this chart, you're not going to see that high because this is just 1 hour. But if we look in 24 hours, we should be able to find that 183. I believe it was right here, 184. So at 12 p.m. yesterday, it hit its all-time new high of 184. Pretty exciting. And again, if this is truly going to $5 a coin, now would be a perfect time to get in. I would say get in now. If it goes up, I'd continue to buy, do some dollar cost averaging, and then when it goes down or when it takes a dip, my investment opinion would be to have some funds kind of ready to redirect that way. And one of the suggestions I would have, I've talked about this a number of times literally over the last 5 days about earning interest, or you can call it dividends, on your crypto. And so I would highly recommend that you look into getting a Voyager account. It's free. That link is in the description. And it's strammel.info/Voyager. We both get a little bit of something if you sign up with my link, but with Voyager, you can buy Cardano or ADA. You can do recurring deposits, if you will, directly into a particular cryptocurrency. And you can also have, and I'm not going to show all that tonight because I've already talked about it. So go look at some of the other episodes, and I'll try to put a link in the description, or maybe I'll put it up here. Let me see. Yeah, up here, a card where you can go to it, but you can earn 9% interest on basically USDC stablecoin. It's basically the same thing as the US dollar. It's pegged to the US dollar. So, what I recommend you do is keep a certain amount of USDC in your Voyager account ready to redirect towards a increased position in something like Cardano, for example. So you might want to put in whatever it is for you, $20 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, just like clockwork. Don't even worry about what the price would be. That would be your dollar cost averaging strategy. And then also have an amount that you can spend or convert out of USDC that you're earning interest on until you get ready to use it. And but I would suggest that you always keep $100 in there at all times. So whatever you're going to draw from it, keep at least $100 in there. That's the minimum, $100 to be able to earn that interest. So that would be my strategy with Cardano. The great thing about Voyager is you can also get VeChain, which is another one that I'm obviously really, really, bullish on, if you will. So now if we also look at the 1 week, we can see that it's 31% over 1 week, which is an amazing increase. 5% over the last 24 hours. If we look at a month, 46%. 1 year, 3,614%. Now that does not really quite compare to Dogecoin, for example. And I only bring that up because, again, it's such a popular thing over the last couple of months. But the one thing I would say is, hey, if you like Dogecoin, if you're invested in Dogecoin, if you want to hold it and see where it will go, by all means do that. But I, would suggest that you reevaluate, maybe consider selling some, if not even all of your Dogecoin, redirecting that to a project like Cardano, or maybe a combination of split it up between Cardano and VeChain. Again, not that Dogecoin doesn't have its use case, mostly as a coin that you can use to transact, to buy goods and services. It remains to be seen if it's actually going to be used for that. As I continue to suggest, I think that potentially, it may not be the case, potentially it's a fad to, for people to talk about wanting to use their Dogecoin to pay for things on Amazon, Best Buy, restaurants, all of that. And the reason I say that is I think when people really grasp the potential tax implications of doing that, they may think twice about spending their cryptocurrency on daily goods and services. Now, if you're, of the opinion that Dogecoin's going to go to $10 at some point, or more, which I think is, I'm not so certain that that's possible. Maybe $5. I don't know. It may never get beyond $1. Who knows? What I do know, I think with a lot more certainty, is that some of these projects like Ethereum, Cardano, VeChain, DOT, if you wanted to get it, and a number of others have a much more likelihood of growing ultimately into double digit, where you can still get them at less than $2. VeChain still 22 cents. So I think the upside over time is much more certain, if that's what you're interested in most. These other tokens are, I think, a much better bet, if you will. So let's also look at CoinMarketCap here for a moment. And again, this one's going to be a fairly short one tonight, and I will get to the comments. But Cardano moved up, I believe, 1 or 2 to be number 5. Yes, it is behind Dogecoin at this point in time. Not too terribly far behind. I mean, I say not too terribly far. It's roughly 12 billion. So I don't want to make light of the fact that that's not a small amount necessarily, but it is true that with sell-offs and things like that, these rankings can change quickly. But Cardano, again, is at number 5. That's very impressive. And if we drill down on this, and I like to go into the history here and show it's almost like in a spreadsheet form, we can look and see how this has progressed. So let's just look at the open, prices. So we go back here to, let's keep going back all the way into, now this is the exciting part in one sense. Had I, because I didn't either, had I got into Cardano at the beginning of this year. I'll load just a little bit more, but at the beginning of this year, 18 cents. 18 cents. And it's, that's amazing that it's hit $1.84 and it was 18 cents back in January. So, just wanted to basically highlight that Cardano has still a lot of potential. Think about it. Consider how you might want to redistribute potentially your portfolio or add some, inject some new capital into your portfolio and get Cardano before it gets to $2 or $3. I don't know exactly where it's going to go by the end of this year, but I think it's very possible, at least, let's say $2.50, $3, maybe even as much as $5. I certainly hope so. That would be amazing. That would help the bottom line on my portfolio tremendously. Looking forward to that. But again, we'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going to go ahead and say good night for this one. It's basically Sunday night, so we're going to call it early on this one. We sometimes go live and have a live stream that lasts 3 hours sometimes. So, but we're going to say good night for now. Come back for tomorrow, Monday night. We'll be at it again, and we'll be bringing value to you. All right, good night.